party. Sex. Oh yeah. Fisting turns me on. Oh yeah. What? Gang it up. Coming.
Bark, dicks.
Move your tongue around more.
The spanking as we can.
Sex. Put your hands, make me come. Thank you, sir.
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. So what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we're going to be working on some Gachimuchi Super Smashers. Maybe wondering, Notepad, why are you streaming so late? Well, there's an answer, all right. Oh no, made a tragic error in my life. Now, I'm streaming a little bit later tonight because well, we had the OGL thing happen again. Yes, well, welcome to my endless nightmare, the OGL crisis that I can never escape from. We were dealing with that. That was fun. I left my spicy comments. And I gave my spicy opinion on the matter for those curious. This was the situation. OGL 1 is still in place. Good job, everybody. Open D&D 1. We did it. Good job, team. And D&D Beyond subscription numbers will jump probably within the week. And we never left. Nothing changed. Good job, team. We did it. We really did learn how to Dungeons and Dragons. But let's check the notifications. Yep, people are like, yep. Yeah, no, it's kind of the same shit. That happened. That's a thing that we got to do with. That took a little bit of time. I got delayed. I made dinner. Before I begin informal, I would like to thank Judo Flip TX, Shepherd Volgin, Icebox 551, and Abyssal Tractor Lover. Abyss Actor Lover. Okay, Abyss Actor Lover. I thought that said Abyssal Tractor Lover for a minute there. I mean, that is pretty good. I mean, I support you in your Abyssal Tractor love. I cannot stop you. But, yes, it is an abstract kind of hell there, Wuso. It is an abstract kind. So that's been kind of my day in a nutshell. That, and we've been talking about the Katakao Corporation. It seems a lot of people like the TBZ video, so that's a good thing on my front. People like the Tenrabancho Zero. Tomorrow we're going to be going over Sword World, and I put out the next poll for the next set of cases. Currently, Democracy is, looks like we have a tie between franchise games and the child safety cap, finally. Yes, we actually have child safety cap with my collection yet again spiking the numbers because you guys just want me to go over random fucking games rather than anything cohesive. But yeah, that's the 411 here, Chief. So I actually did a few things with Gachimuchi Super Smashers over time. I did, after my emotional revelation, after my thinking, I took some time, I debated with myself, and I did decide to say, fuck it, we're gonna go with the thing that was kind of in my gut instinct a little bit. Which is, you're going to have two health, you're effectively going to have two bars to worry about, which is going to be your heart and your stamina. Heart is your beating soul, which is effectively your health, while your stamina is your ability to do certain things. It's your ability to push yourself into, bursts, enjoy bursts of energy in the field. Kind of see down here, pretty much when stamina hits 0, you're not down, but you are instead exposed. People can perform punishment on you. Once punishment occurs, oofy zoopy, you're not having a good time. However, you can also perform punishment on enemies who've lost all their stamina. Pretty simple idea there. Plugging some numbers in here, it was a little bit of the idea that you're always going to end up in a situation where you have at least some. The absolute lowest you physically can get is 9 heart, 5 stamina, or 8 heart, 6 stamina. That is actually the physical lowest you can get. On the other hand, the absolute height would be 12 heart, 9 stamina. But you do have to actually dump one of your attributes pretty hard there. And there's only one very specific way you have to make a character to do that, which, again, I think that's fine to have characters feel pretty similar in some respects. Mostly because I want this to be a one-shot game, and I want this to be a little bit quick, a little bit dangerous. That did lead to here. I was on a roll last night, alright? And that roll did lead me to the man, the myth, the hero. Which was kind of the idea of being like, kind of like you introduce the scenario and my phone, now you want to call. And then you start kind of understanding what you want to play a little. If you are you part of a company? Are you independent? What does the players want to do? And I think that's kind of important. But one of the big things is, once a hero has chosen their affiliation, they will determine any particular information as appropriate or required by the scenario. The idea there, and I'm going to have to put this in even like a scenario creation thing at the back end of this book, which is going to be ask them questions, because this is supposed to be a pretty fast system. This isn't supposed to be something that's going to take a long time or anything like that. I don't want it to. Like, hey, who's the main villain behind this? What's his name? It's John, John Ass or something. Oh no, okay, we want to fight John Ass. What's his gang like? His gang is full of dudes who want to do dude things and steal and shit. Okay, John Ass and his gang are doing stuff. Cool. But then it's like, okay, who's the most dangerous person of John Ass's gang? And well, it's of course the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master, he's gonna try to do some terrible things to us. It's kind of those asking questions like that. Now, we also have the idea here, heroes are able to increase the starting danger pay by introducing elements to the scenario that actively harm them or prove interesting. There's another hero team on the case. The possibility of a supervillainess is working with them, or even worse, there's rent due, so you have to make a shit ton of money by the end of the session somehow. As you can kind of see here, I brought in Snake. Don't worry. You may be wondering, what the fuck is danger pay? So if I go all the way back up here, I needed to add in a system, so I did a little bit of thinking, and I added in this. This is danger pay. I'm taking a few ideas and putting them all together, but danger pay is effectively a... Give me 1 second. Are texting me now, of course. I might get a phone call here soon because that's just my life. Danger pay, though, is your ability to be like, hey, GM, there's something wrong going on. I'm going to put, you're pretty much adding dice to a collective pool that anyone can draw from. Be like, hey, I'm not doing too well. I'm alone, something's bad. I can draw from the danger pay and roll them, but I'm consuming them. They're gone now. However, this is where things get a little bit it's kind of the idea is that the Danger Master, because I changed the name from Dungeon Master to Danger Master because I thought it would be a little bit more appropriate, is anytime you can pretty much say, are you playing the game well? Are you being heroic? Are you being interesting? Are you adding complications? Or are you completing kind of like side goals or something like that? You're going to be able to get danger pay effectively. You're adding more and more of these free dice for people to use than everyone can because it's paying it forward. Excuse me, God, I'm sneezing all day today. Second. So I think that would be a fun way of kind of letting the GM kind of do some, I wouldn't say zero prep, but lower the GM's prep a little bit, because they don't have to like strictly like plan everything out, because hey, the heroes want to make their life miserable, so it's like, yeah, here's some danger pay. Hey, things are going really well, here's some danger pay. Hey, you're being cool, here's some danger pay. A little bit of a meta currency. I'm usually not a big fan of meta currency, but because of how this system works, I think it's going to work pretty well. Mostly because you want to roll more dice so you can pay more for dice forward. So it's kind of this, you're enhancing the economy. It's a stimulus check. Now, this was kind of all I did. You know, obviously I added Van here because it's Van, and we can't have a gacha game without him. We have Ryu, Street Fighter's personal Bara masterpiece. Now, out of all of, out of everything remained relatively similar. Nothing really changed at that. We finished up Luca. We finished up a few of these other things. I actually changed, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's not the perfect, this is not the perfect, situation. This isn't perfect. But I could not figure out a better way to make it so that you don't have to, pretty much in an analog format, it's a little bit harder because you're going to have to, most likely, if you have a lot of stamina, you're going to have to put out die in front of you or something and then like tick the die down, which some people are going to like, some people are going to be like, well, that's annoying, I don't like that. There's no good way of doing that outside just doing it. Other is asking silly questions like, how do I go back to sleep because I'm tired? Send her a hide the pain herald. There we go. Now she understands properly the situation that she's in because she fell asleep earlier today. What a fool. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that this is it the ideal method? Maybe not. I don't know. Like, I don't know a better way of doing this outside just like, players, please track this. Yeah, right here, down. I do plan on having the idea of heart being a little bit interesting when it comes to this, which is the idea that heart is actually a pool of resources. It's a pool. And everybody's got their own individual heart, but if like someone goes down, you can go up to them and heal them effectively with your own. So you're like, get your ass up. I'm sharing my heart with you a little bit. We're kind of sharing our health around. So that means like healthier characters, bigger, stronger, healthier characters have more of this resource, but they're also kind of more in a position of being a support. They want to be, I want to protect people. I want to make sure my guys who go down in a fight, who are useful in other facets, can get back up. I'm hoping that's kind of the gamble a little bit there. Is it perfect? No, but it'll work. Oh, didn't mean to hit that button. But yeah, now we move into what I would like to call me ruthlessly just copying myself. Just copying, man. It's Jover for the Notepad I on experience, everybody. Because I put in here pretty early on the idea of this like very strict phase system. Like I need to have this phase system just to keep a good solid beat to everything. That quickly morphed into I need to have a... Oh god, I've been plugged up all day. I need to have a better method to do this. And the thing is, I already wrote a phase system. I wrote a pretty decent phase system from Sanguine Knights and Terrible Curses, which I actually legitimately just copy and pasted over. Because it's perfectly fine. It does exactly what I need, and there's no need to fix what isn't broken. Is that a cop-out? Hell yeah, it's a cop-out. Fuck yes, it is. Is there a better way of doing this? I don't really know. Unless I start, like... Here's the thing. Unless I start going very strong down, like, a very particular phase system, like, it has to be like this, it has to be like this, it has to be like this, I don't really think there's a better way of doing this for more of a generic method. I should add this, actually, to the fucking lexicon. I think that would be a little bit easier of doing things, but I couldn't really find a better way of doing it. Unfortunately, that's kind of the that's the really boring answer, is I don't know what else to do. Let me just do someone posting Morkborg. There we go. Just gotta post that to make sure everyone understands my burning hatred of Morkborg. So yeah, what's our goal today? Our goal today is to pretty much do the entire phase system again. I want to rewrite the phase system to more accurately kind of do it, to shift it over to the Gachimuchi, the Gachimuchi Super Smashers method. Which I want to be a little, it's its own thing, but I'm just going to be using the same structure for it because it works, and there's generally nothing wrong with something that works. Yes, that is the, always funny. If there's one glaring flaw with bangers is... it's very difficult to see whether or not something is capitalized. So I've been kind of going back and forth and like, okay, what's the plan here, everybody? We won't actually you in right there. There we are. Okay. Now, I'm going to step away for 5 seconds and I'm going to get my my bottle opener so I can start drinking. 'Cause I'm not an alcoholic, you are. I'm a fool, I know nothing, I don't know Guilty Gear lyrics. See, that's what I should do. I should learn more Guilty Gear lyrics. There we are. Okay, let's do right here. Gachimuchi Super Smash. It's Gachimuchi. Gachimuchi. God damn it. We'll do Gachimuchi Super Smasher. Gachimuchi Super Smasher. played over a series of five different five different kinds of phases. Each phase has a set of rules and requirements that the heroes will follow. Multiple types of the clock is always ticking down, and crime never sleeps. Crime. Gachimuchi Super Smashers. Gachimuchi. Let's see. The 5 phases are introduction, story, investigation, throwdown, and conclusion. Investigation that the heroes will be undertaking. Each phase can be broken down into multiple scenes, with agents pursuing a goal within the scene related to the phase. Any agent can initiate a scene, becoming the scene. Any hero can initiate a scene, becoming a scene leader, and any other hero may join them for that scene as well. If a hero wishes to join a scene in progress and may appear later, it requires the expenditure of a resource. Actually, it requires the expenditure of requires the expenditure of a single point of stamina. As they rush to the scene, literally. Introduction and gearing up, we want to rewrite this section. Sedwick, pay. Redeem to pay notepad. All right, everybody, gotta run an ad. Yep, there we are. 3 whole fucking viewers. Let's just run an ad. See, this is the best part. Yeah, it's... I don't know what any of... See, if I remember correctly, here, let me use my my expert opinion on how to do that. Let's get started. You can unlock random sub emotes. I need more of those. You can force me to stretch. Highlight your message. Choose an emote that you would like to edit. Modify single emotes. Send a message in chat better. Surrender to oblivion, in which you just make me feel sad, and pay notepad, in which I run an ad. That's what I do. The economy is in shambles. There are people with hundreds of thousands of Notecoin. This entire economy is destroyed. I know a way to fix it. We just need to burn the economy down and rebuild it. But nobody wants to burn down the economy. The inflation is too much. We are worth less than Zimbabwe dollars. Notecoin is worthless. But that's what you have to play with. That's the game. That's the grind set. Let's see. Like actors on the stage, like the hero, like their costume compatriots on the page. The heroes must introduce themselves to the audience. Likewise, the Danger Master will introduce the scenario and setting for the investigation. investigation. During the introduction, the heroes be learning of the crime taking place. We'll be learning of the crime taking place. Meeting any initial contacts, and learning the basics of the crime, learning the basics of the situation. The heroes have introduced, if the heroes have introduced any complications into complications, now is the time to not introduce to I guess introduce would be the best word. Do we have a good introduce synonym? I try not to use the same word repeatedly. Institute, initiate, launch. We'll do establish. That's a good word. Now it's time to establish them in the world. No matter how terrible they may be. The introduction. Our costumed heroes. The audience will have the Danger Master. The introduction is shortest of all the phases, consisting of a single scene for each of the agents. Introduced themselves, explained it proceeds. Explain the scenario. Each of the heroes are allowed to get to requisition, gain, have, possess, to dictate their initial fucking spell initial their initial gadgets. Dictate their initial gadgets. Each hero will have a set number of gadget will have a number of gadgets equal to their mystery quality. Each gadget make burn the economy work. 100,000 coins. I've tried to institute that. You don't understand, Sadwak. I have been told that people will not do it. They will hold their note coin. The economy is ruined. See, I need to do more things to make people want to burn their note coin. However, the only things I can think of are, well, give me something to spend. I don't know what to make people spend on. That's the problem. So I can try to get people to spend on, like, hey, here's a burn pit. Everybody throw the money in the burn pit because this will save the economy. That's not, nobody wants to do that. Nobody does that. Things that make me suffer. Like what? I suffer. I already have to answer all your insane questions. Or things that make you go on long, unhinged rants. You mean almost all of your questions? See, that's the unfortunate thing. That people show up and see, what I should do is go down to the store, guys, and get like just a fucking horrific, thing of alcohol. And just have something there, and for like 5,000 note coin, I will take a shot. And just by the end, just be dead. This is like save the economy day. You just keep endless shots and just, after the 12th shot, it's something like slurring my word and all that. Then people will understand that the economy is in shambles. Well, let's see. Each hero will have a number of gadgets equal to their mystery quality. Each we'll do gadget points equal to their mystery quality. Each gadget has a point rating which signifies their value in the field. What signifies their value in the field? Which we this and we do. Oh, snake. Yeah. This, and we select all we do that. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, and then we do a 4 point. And we do some examples. 1 point would be let's just do simple action. Simple objects or tools that are universally common and available for regular people to purchase or possess. And then we do 2 points would be more complicated objects. The first more complicated object. Fuck, how do I want to do? Actually, we'll do purchase or process plus 1d to any check. Actually, to a particular check. Plus 1d to a particular check. More complicated objects or items, or more complicated objects or items. They enable different actions such as throwing weapons, or armor. Plus 2d. Plus 1d to it'd be plus 2d to a non-combat to a particular check, or plus 3 or kind of. I have the idea, unless I just say like you just add a plus. Just like plus 1d, plus 2d, plus 3d, but that doesn't seem right. Because I know what I would want to do here. Do I have something in Vampire? Do I have something in Songwood Knights? Because I know what I want to do. It's just, why want click in mind? I've seen a lot of people creating their own TTRPG system lately. Is this your specific home game, or are you publishing it? So you've got Cal. This is my personal CBT torture session that I've been doing for the past like 3 years. These are all independent games I've been writing in one way or another. I've published a few of them. Most are on my website, which should be available right here on the Twitch. Make sure to click the links, everybody. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Patreon. Leave me a Ko-fi. Fuck, what other ones do we have? Subscribe to my OnlyFans. Make sure to drop me a like on my Bilibili. Buy it on itch.io. Follow me on itch. You know how it goes. Feet pics went. Hey, the people had their chance for feet pics. You guys had your chance for feet pics. Last year, if I got to 1,000 subscribers, I would post feet. This year, if we hit 2,000 subscribers, I will post feet pics. How about that, everybody? I will post feet pics, or I will convince my friends to give me their feet pics and just pervert the entire area. Everybody will have feet pics, and none of them will be mine. It's great. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's see. So yeah, 2,000 subscribers on the YouTube. Which, fun fact about the YouTube. If we go over here, wowie zowie, look everybody, it's the YouTube. We're at 962 subscribers. Good job, team. Yeah, we're almost at 1,000 actually. People seem to like the TVZ video, which is good. Nobody gave a shit about the tactical gaming case, which I'm not surprised about, because it's fucking tactical gaming. But yeah, that's it is my moral obligation to unsub from to save the world from Notepad's feet. I'll have you know, my fee-fi-fo feet are beautiful. I take meticulous care of my feet. Because you never know when this happens. This is my trump card, Noonie. You don't understand. This is the trump card. This is how I get the big numbers. Because I'll always be able to dangle that in front of people, being like, yeah, 2,000 subs, you get to see my feety weeties. Yeah, you get to see my toesy woesies. You may be like, wow, that's awful. Why would you ever want that? Be like, you don't understand. That's where the numbers come from. And if Pippa Pipkin can show off her tiny ass fucking feet for like 8 grillion views, I definitely can as well. I may be a large man in America and she might be a small woman, but hey, you know what? That's not that different. We're all equal here. Okay, let's actually do 1 point. While a simple object, universal common available for purchase most people. A more complicated item, they enable different actions such as throwing weapons or armor. Actually, to a you'll do a dramatic or investigation check. To a dramatic or investigation check. Or a plus 2p to a combat check. To a throwdown check. We're allowing a special action. We're allowing objects. 4. I damn well know I'm not gonna be able to fit everything on here, but I'm gonna have the dream, everybody. This is the dream. Went to a website, dang, 3 years and built that many games. I've been working on my D&D campaign for 2 months. I'll have immediately paragraph. See, here's the thing. It's not necessarily like a bad thing. Or I guess 4 paragraphs. It's one of those things, like, everybody takes things at a different pace. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people are like, hey, you know, I want to really take my time and, like, build one very particular thing. I sit in front of a fucking computer and debate with myself. I usually do almost all of these on stream. Because I like talking with people, and I like to rubber duck off of people as well. It's that kind of that, I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy talking about games, and I enjoy going over games. That's a big hobby of mine. That's something I really enjoy. If it takes you time, it's fine. If you want something really sad, I've seen people like say, "Oh, we've been working on our game for like 7 years." I'm like, "Okay, what have you got?" Like, "Well, we've got this plain text document." It's like, "Oh, oh no." Noonie here, words, kind of understands the beauty of the blue server, which divinity of the blue server, Noonie. It's great. It's the best place to talk about games. Why are you like that? Why are you on like in space? Dedicated tools and gadgets for heroes. They enable different solve particular problems instantly, or a plus 4p to a actually plus. And they enabled fuck. How do I want to do this? They enable different unique actions to solve particular problems. Actually, no. Let's do, because I understand what I want here. Because the idea is like, hey, if you have high mystery, you in fact have gadgets. And gadgets are like your one-shot use items you can use to do things. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's do this. In which we will do +1. Equal to a magic gadget point where gadget can be used. It's gonna be used once before it's consumed. Little bit odd in that regard, but the gold there is, well, can I fit everything on a single page? That's the question right there. We're going to be doing +1D to a investigation, to a dramatic or investigation check. Plus 2p to a throwdown check, or it's not ideal, but it's something. Something right now is better than nothing, which is going to then lead into this one, which is going to be plus 2d to a dramatic or investigation, plus 3p to a throwdown check, or use as an object in a throwdown. Use as an object in a throwdown, which I know how I want to do that. You know, this was going to be plus 3d, obviously. This is going to be plus 4 pips. Pip, hooray. We want to do that. Why are you the way that you are? Hit that. Why? And we get so much higher. 5p to a throwdown check, or use as a object. There we go. Or use as a major boon in the. There we go. I'm gonna say major boon in the field. Notepad really believes in the idea of quantity over quality. I'll have you know, Noonie, that I have made every single one of my games is the greatest game ever created by man. Unless it's not, because I say it's not, and it's not perfect enough, and I have to make it more perfect, and you don't understand. I can make it better, everybody. This is the beautiful thing about being in this little stupid fucking hobby of our little sphere, our little nightmare that we live in, our little dark age. Cue the edits. Is you really need to have a certain ego to even get anywhere. Let's see. Mr. Notepad, what do you say is the best system to make anime? Well, I've heard to make anime, depending on the situation, if you want to do more Japanese style anime, you're going to probably have to use a literal army of Japanese animators, or Koreans for that matter. If you're going for more of the Westaboo market, most likely you're going to be going through Korean animation studios to make that happen. For in the TTRPG sense, Tenryubancho Zero is probably Tenryubancho Zero, Shinobigami. I would say those two are like the most what we would consider like Japan, like anime as fuck. Double Cross is very good. It's very tied to its own setting though, and you can't really you cannot actually make Double Cross do anything else other than be Double Cross. Ryutama's kind of the same way, because Ryutama does so much different things, but it's always going to be the exact same. You can make Ryutama do anything, but it will always be Ryutama kind of thing, rather than Double Cross, which will, no matter what you do, you will be playing Double Cross in Double Cross's world, Double Cross's setting. If you want more westernized things, McDrussel, you're here, I apologize, but technically you can probably make Big Eye Small Mouth really do things. Apparently I went over 4th edition a long time ago. I don't hate it. It's just a toolbox. It's GURPS effectively. As for others, I like OVA personally. OVA is a little bit weird in my opinion though. But yeah, so I would say, like, if you were to like put a gun to my head, like, what's the best anime TTRPG? Tenryubancho Zero, because it's a Kabuki theater production. Or creating is hard. My premises so far in the world of Chemde. I'm gonna mispronounce it. Chemdea. Renaissance era fantasy, steampunk elements, cool. The city saved Emberhold, capital city of Chemdea, broke away from the surrounding countryside. Country became colloquially known as the Iron Empire. Both countries claim to be Chemdea, and they've been at war for 5 years. No, that's pretty awesome, pretty neat. A lot of stuff going on there. Plenty. The big thing when it comes to setting creation, and I am legendarily bad at making settings, is you need to have something to go on to do. That's always like the big thing. Like you can have all these cool things of like, man, the gods 10 million years ago came down to the world and gave everybody cool things. But if it doesn't matter to the actual thing you're going to be doing, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. That's always the thing with I've read some books with their lore. It's like, wow, look at this extensive lore. It doesn't really mean anything in the long run, but it definitely is there. Yeah, there we go. I put a footnote. Boga. Boga. Let's actually see. You know what? Look, let's get rid of you. Let's do that. Let's do 3. Just have to do that. So having Alright. So having pain stick. Actually no, let me think what would be yeah, no, there we go. This or just have your lore be Power Rangers. Let's actually have a little chat here, everybody. Let's all look at Sedwak here for a minute. Sedwak had me and our group, our fun little group here, go through like a year-long fucking campaign in the magical city of Zoram fucking Dog. It was great. We were having a ball. And there were little bits here and there. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty interesting. But we learned there's some little names at the very end, like 2 sessions before the end. We were joking actually, be like, man, this fucking guy's name sounds really familiar. And you know what we said? We said Power Rangers. Ha ha ha. What was the fucking guy's name that we were like, wait a second, that's just Zordon. God, what was his name? I can't even remember. I can't even remember who it was. It was fucking Ghost. Yeah. We discovered that legitimately the entire setting he had made was just a massive Power Rangers reference. Just massive. And when we figured it out, fucking High Priestess Heart, like, when we figured it out and put it all together, I wanted to strangle him. I physically wanted to hurt him. He's one of my best friends in the whole world, but I wanted to kill him that moment. Like, I do think there is a vast history and lore to the world. You just have to give player a basic history lesson at the end of session 0. Yeah, I think the best way to do, like, settings and stuff is you give them the information they need, and then pretty much kind of like give them the information that they need at the moment, and like drip feed them. If they want to ask questions, you follow up those questions and have answers for them a lot of the time. Like, hey, who are the elf gods? Well, these are the elf gods. This is kind of like what you would kind of know. Like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Okay. I have been simply because it's been going around the memes, the wonderful world of memes, Myrmidon of Loss, otherwise known as Zanzibar, forgive me, which has just been the Zanzibar index of how cryptic your lore can be. I think we should just make a game one day where the entire game that has no lore except it's just drip fed throughout the entire game. To really maximize the Zanzibar index, but also make it completely contradictory at certain points. We need to Zanzibar max, everybody. We will become the Myrmidon of Loss. Let's see, so 35. Okay. Dramatic moments. I don't care when the heroes are not being directly discovered. This is one of the dramatic phases. The dramatic phase. Time when the heroes are allowed to recover, as well as pursue more private affairs, be it continuing the investigation in their own time, resting, recovering supplies, or even pursuing a private goal. During the dramatic phase, each hero may take a scene of the hero, or join another hero on their own. If a hero joins another, they will form we don't need bonds with anybody. That's kind of an idea. There's no bonds in this particular game, so we don't need to worry about it. Dramatis personae. The heroes are drawn to a conversation with another person who's tied to the scenario. Agents will be allowed to spend the scene with one another as well. Yeah, there we go. Actually, so agents are allowed to spend the scene with one another. So chat, enjoy, and plan ahead. If the heroes are productive, they gain +1 danger pay. Information: the heroes begin to look deeper into the case, trying to uncover secrets and information. May delay leakly into an investigation phase. See in private. The hero takes some private time, allowing them to pursue their own goals and mysteries. Choose another hero to join them. May choose to allow another hero to join. Actually, we want to do private, or it would be a private, or not scenario, or actually, no, we'll do it private. Resting. The hero takes a rest, allowing them to recover any supplies that may be missing. Actually, allowing them. Let's see. We'll cover 1d6 plus danger pool. Actually, 1d6. Actually, no. We'll do even cover 1d3 heart. Allowing the hero to recover 1d3 heart. They may choose to increase their heart by +1. So it's kind of like the idea of like if you're resting up, the danger pool is falling, stocking up the hero. The hero takes a moment to recuperate and resupply, regaining all gadgets or spending their gadget points on new supply, new ones. If another hero joins them, they may recover up to half of their gadget. Which does remind me, I always forget to do this, but I should do this right now. Where is here? We're going to put this right here. Insert table 1 by 1. This and important note by Warbonds. Important note: when prompted, always round down. So 7.5 would become 7. So 7.5 would become 7. There we go. I have a bad tendency of forgetting to do this sometimes. It happens. I'm human. I may not appear human, but I definitely do believe I am. I would love a no full lore game. Yeah, like just full on, like there's no lore whatsoever. It's just it's maximized on the Zanzibar index. That you don't even know what's going on fully half the time. I did somewhat of that with Midnight Anima, where you can legitimately, if you get fucked up too much in Midnight Anima and you're not spending your points correctly, it is entirely possible that everybody will start a scenario with absolutely no idea what's going on because they failed their memories check. It is possible. I mean, Kenshi Oyumai couldn't do that, right, everybody? TRT needs to have the lore to be a YouTube playlist. It's just a YouTube playlist, except it's just Terry Davis. Man, this lore's whack. See, that's always funny. Anytime I get like a request to go over like franchise games in particular, it's always difficult because I need to like sometimes like refer back to something that doesn't exist. Like, yeah, like I had to learn an excessive amount about fucking Dallas. Dallas, the television role-playing game, will still remain to be one of my favorite RPGs I've ever had the displeasure of reading. It's great. And it's now technically an award-winning game. Here's another investigation, but convey a story in a more relaxed manner. These are quiet moments. Not every moment needs to be. Not every moment needs to be a bare knuckle brawl or a tense moment of mind game. There we go. Not every moment needs a bare knuckle brawl or a tense moment of mind games. There we go. Learning up, stocking up. There we are. Pretty simple. A crime to solve. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type in agents. Heroes. Go. The heroes are ultimately tasked with finding out information about the crime or supposed crime that took place. Heroes will undergo investigation phase. Undergo information about. About it. For examples, if the heroes visit the scene, visit a bloody crime scene, that would be an investigation. It can take place in different locations, each with may have different dramatic personae, who different information or misinformation for the heroes to uncover. Hero attack with finding the proper clues and deductions and cover where and who the culprit may be. Different scenarios may have larger or smaller mysteries solved as well, all tying together in a suitably dramatic way. Let's see, they'll receive all the basic and essential information. Essential information. For more information about the scene and visual question, these pieces of information can roughly be categorized in 6 groups. Basic, deep, essential, exterior, herring, hidden. The Danger Masters come up with various pieces of information the scene may make, as well as a rough rank. During the line of questioning the role, they may be uncovering information, certain investigation scene. Yeah, this is the idea of my investigation system. It's not too complicated. Time to commission a typical RPG that starts with a real game. Slowly becomes apparent that it's just 100 pages of lore and no rules. Isn't that just Morkborg? God, Morkborg barely is a fucking game. Doesn't even have lore. See, here's the beautiful thing. Like, here's the absolute beautiful thing. If you want like a pure lore game, like this would be the best part. Is like you just start off with a pure lore game and then you just slowly just descend into chaos. There's no mechanics in it. There's things that look like mechanics but clearly aren't, and just confuse everybody by the end. See, the best part is I've actually been there was a big conversation about AI art and stuff in the Orange server for a while there, and it was Artie, actually. I believe it was Artie was joking about making a pure AI game. What I was thinking about doing, if I wanted to do that, just hundreds of pages of lore, no rules, what I would literally do is just consult Chat GPT constantly. It would just be me doing an oracle, just asking cryptic questions about something and having it answer it for me. Everything is just gradually more AI generated to make it as surreal and weird as possible. Because that's the weird thing with like Chat GPT. It's like it's getting a lot better, but it doesn't quite understand mechanics yet very well. In some capacity. So I'm still safe, everybody. AI kill creativity. See, that's the best part. This is what you have to do, Zempire. This is what you have to do. You don't need to ask the AI to create something. You have the AI instead give you cryptic information about the thing you're writing. Just give it like weird ideas. Consult the demigod. The big conversation. No, that was before that. That was when I posted my game. That I have no idea what the fuck happened there, man. That was weird. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that was a little bit funky. Because at first I'm like, hey everybody, keep it out of the art channel. I'm like, okay, that's a little bit dumb, but I'm like, alright, I understand. But like, it was like 40 posts of just random bullshit. And I'm like, what the fuck? It is legitimately just one of those moments you look at it, you're like, am I having a stroke listening? Like, reading this? Am I the one going insane? And am I crazy? But yeah, no, Orange server is an interesting experiment. Blue server, interesting experiment of sadness. Gray server collapsing upon itself in the most dramatic fashion physically possible. Orange server is like, here's the thing. I like the people in Orange server. Just about everybody in Orange server, I am okay with. At minimum, I am okay with. I can get annoyed with some people. I won't lie, but it's more along the idea of more like, hey, like we're sitting in a pub and Like, I could talk to these people just fine, and it's fine. But then we have, like, one guy kind of goes off on his own little tangent about things. I'm like, okay, this is fine. Oh, God. I did see some stuff with the new people. I'm like, Blue server, there are people who I actively dislike in Blue server. And anytime I see them type, I'm like, well, it's Jover, everybody. For those who don't know what the fuck I'm on about, there are a few game design servers that a few of us are a part of, which one is or has an orange kind of icon and one has a blue icon, hence orange server, blue server. They have very unique cultures, both of them, and both of them have their own very unique way of approaching things. Blue server is by far the largest, but it also attracts the most amount of people. It also attracts the most amount of people in the worst ways possible. It's not bad. It's just odd. Culture. It is a culture. That's the thing. Like, you gotta remember that. It is a culture. I mean, even my server has a culture to it. And, you know, people enter in. If you're not used to that kind of culture, it can be kind of a shock to some people. Orange server was very quiet there for a while, very quiet. And I kind of understand why, you know, Chop left. A lot of people were kind of just going back and forth. It was very meandering. It's kind of picked up recently with the annual game jam coming back. Blue server is usually almost always active, but there has been a purge of a handful of rooms recently, which is kind of like, oh wow, fucking finally. Like, it's legitimately just, it's game design servers where people sometimes talk about game design. That's the universally best part. There we go. Okay, so essential information, different angle to events or situation, information which is incorrect. He's to throw off the investigation in some way. Rough rank. Actually, no. Yeah, now we've gotten those two done. Update that to make sure we're all on the right page. But yeah, like, this is the idea behind the investigation system is actually pretty simple. It's just just post my human art on the Discord. Yeah, go for it. That's my thing. Like, if you want to post human art on Discord, that's why I call it the Notepad Museum of Fine Art. The basic idea when it comes to the investigation system is you're always going to get the most basic information you need and any essential information you need to actually, like, just continue the story. Hey, we know that these guys, we know that these guys have stolen something from the art museum, for example. Someone has stolen we'll bring it full circle. Someone has stolen a painting from the art museum. Basic information was, this is the art museum, this is where it is. We think they had to come in the previous night. And they knocked out a guard. Like, okay. So, like, clearly, like, they knocked out a guard, they stole the painting, they left. No other paintings were stolen. Essential information would be saying, oh, hey, somebody dropped a note. It would be you'd be able to find, like, a note or something very quickly, being like, oh, this is where we're going to drop off the painting. It's like, okay, like, we know where to go. This is just basic essential information. But if you dig deeper, if you start asking questions, you start looking around, you're like, wait a second, why did they want this painting in particular? And you start asking, like, what's this painting about? Who painted this painting? Why is it here? Like, okay. And it's like, hey, how do they get in? Because it's, you look over here, like, they start going, I'm like, wait a second, they got in through the back door. How did they get to the back door? Only employees have a key to get into the back door. Like, okay, who was the guy who got knocked out? He wasn't supposed to be working that night. And he was coming back from a bathroom break. and he got knocked unconscious. Wait a second, somebody was, you know, and it's like, okay, now we know, we've pieced something together, and you're like, wait a second. If they knew where to come in, they knew what painting to steal, they knew what they were doing, and the guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time, somebody at the museum must have tipped them off. Like, somebody was working inside. Okay, like, maybe we can find out something more information there. You still have, like, the absolute basic essential information to continue the investigation. But yeah, exactly. It's time to find the rat. It's like, oh, okay, it's a different angle now that you've learned, and it's a different line of thinking. It's like, okay, who's supposed to be working that night? Okay, these 3 people are supposed to be working that night. Okay, we know he's over here, he's over here, he's over here, and then it's like, okay, Spandex Man, go visit him. Leather Lord, go visit him. I'll go visit, you know, me and, you know, the Thundercock over here. We'll go visit this guy, because if I'm right, that'll be him, because he was the one who was supposed to be working that night. It's like, oh wait, oh no, we've totally figured out that this is the guy. And that kind of prompts it's a different line of thinking. But you always will have the essential information of, go to this place, like, we're supposed to drop off the painting at this place. So even if you pursue, you know, kind of a bad line of questioning, or you think, so even if you, like, kind of do mess up, you still can continue. There's never a point where you've just failed the investigation, ever. And if there is a moment where you can, like, fail an investigation, it's still have a way to go. Like, it's like, okay, we clearly know that there is something. Because you might be, if you're kind of questioning someone, you might not find, there might not be any essential information there. You might, yeah, you fail a couple checks, it's kind of hard to figure out. Maybe you've gotten a herring. Maybe you've gotten some exterior information. But, you know, kind of going over, like, the basics of, you know, surface level, new information. Exterior information would be, like, you learning something more about the information itself. Hey, everybody, this painting is recently, you know, shot up in value because it was sold by this guy. It's like, oh, well, that may not tie to anything, but it's like suddenly like, okay, that's why they're stealing it, because it shot up in value. And that's why no other painting in here did, because they're not as valuable. And, you know, now it's like, oh, well, why, you know, what's the deal with this note? It's like, okay, here's the handwriting on this note, and it's like, oh, it's clearly it's clearly out of, like, a notebook or something. It's a very cheap little notebook or something. Like, this is kind of a fast thing. Like, somebody might not know what's going on. Like, hey, or like, hey, there was other writing on it we don't know about. Like, why was this tore? That's kind of the idea of, you know, the exterior information. You know, herring information would be like, hey, that's you effectively being told, like, it's the guy's kid who didn't want to do it. That's not quite how it is, but it makes sense. Like, wait a second, that doesn't make it, like, that doesn't tie into anything else. Why is it here? Well, hidden information is you're looking around and you've looked through the security footage, you're going around, you're investigating around the museum or something, and it's like, looking down on it, it's like, okay, the guy who was knocked out shouldn't have been here, and he was supposed to be trolling up here, and if he's over there, it's like, wait a second, they are being, you know, somebody left something open. Like, they deliberately, it had to be a guy at the security office who knew, because they would have been able to see him or something. Yeah, so time to throw down. During their investigation, it's bound to happen. A throwdown. A throwdown with the forces of evil. With the forces of evil. When a throwdown. Throwdowns are dedicated fights. Fights the heroes find themselves in these scenes. These scenes may have a lead up. Let's see. These scenes may have a lead up, forcing the heroes into desperate straits. Straits or pursuing an enemy. But when it comes down to it, it's mano a mano. It's mano a mano. Mano a mano or mano a mano? Yeah, it's mano a mano. It's mano a mano. It's man to man. It's mano a mano. Bash thwack, and it would be bam, bash thwack and thwack. There you go. Bash thwack and smack. Thwack is a great fucking word, by the way. Thwack is just a fun word. And smack their way out. Throw down. It is mano a mano, and the hero, and up to the heroes to bash thwack and smack their way out. Hey notepad. Okay guys, you know, I mean, I'm a slave to the people. You know how it goes. I believe in democracy. I love democracy. Speaking about democracy, the tides have shifted. No, the tides are not shifting at all. In fact, actually no, they are shifting. It seems the child safety cap of RPGs has a seized position, but is fighting desperately with the Curious Case of franchise games for second place. It's a neck on neck fight. Who will pull out? Who will not? Who knows? Like let's see. Like, see, it's always funny when I see these people, and it's completely separate groups of people that I know they will not negotiate, that someone can't pull out at this point. That's the best part. Okay, so when the throwdown begins, the danger master will draw out the ring. The ring is a let's see, is 3. So we want to do this makes you king of the ring outside, and then the 3 circle, pretty much it's 3 circles divided into 4 positions. Yeah, so it's kind of like, actually no, it would be more like this. Kind of like a bullseye. So you want to become king of the ring. That's the idea. So if you're here, you can only be really targeted by like this. If you are right here, you can only be targeted by, only do like this. Generally speaking, being king of the ring means you are most susceptible for multiple different people attacking you. And you're not recovering any stamina, but you're getting a bunch of bonuses. So it's like, do you want to be on the exterior of the ring, or do you want to be in the middle of the ring, or do you want to try to become the king of the ring? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it'll be 3 circles. The ring is 3 circles gradually. 3 circles divided into divided into four pieces. The ring is 3 circles divided into 4 pieces. The center, the outside, the outer ring. The outer ring has the actually what we can do, this is heading 2, so we can do heading 3. The ring. 3 circle is a 3 circles divided into 4 pieces. Actually no, it's actually the ring is. Oh God, how do we even? The ring is 3 circles with the outer and inner ring. With the outer and inner ring being actually no, we want to do the outer and inner ring being divided into four sections. The center of the ring itself remains a single entity. Remains uncut. 4 sections. The outer ring has each layer of the ring. All right, go get some sleep. Okay, stretch here. Now here comes the best part when it comes to stretch. Okay, let's do this right. Okay, get up. Oh Lord Almighty. Oh God. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Got up. Oh. Now, see, it's bad because what I used to be able to do, and one day if I get my mic to be as sensitive as it used to be, is if Pepper was here, she'd be able to attest to this. I used to be able to crack my shoulders loud enough that it would be picked up by the mic itself. And I remember the visible reaction of pain that I gave to a number of people regarding that. So let's actually do each layer of the ring is a each layer and section of the ring is a location where the is a location where the heroes and their foes may be standing with no limit to how many can be in an area. However, the outer ring is the quote safest. Let's see. Actually, no. How do I want to do this? No. Basic striking an opponent. Striking a target requires the actor. Combatant fighter requires the actually striking the target requires the fighter. I'm just going to do requires the fighter to be within one ring, within one section's distance from the target. Striking a target requires the fighter to be within one section's distance from their striking. Actually, no, what we do is not striking a target. What we do striking requires the fighter to be within one section's distance from their target. While attempting to wrestle. wrestle them down. Has the fighter in the same section. Yeah, pretty simple to understand. What we do, we hit him with a right hook. However, the rings also serve as a actually the rings also serve. Oh, actually, however, being in certain locations in the ring confers different bonuses and penalties. Actually, confers different bonuses and however, being in certain locations of the ring confers bonuses and penalties. We do that. Table 1, 2, 3, 4. That actually, what we can do is we do that, and we do you. You're going to be location. You're going to be location. You're going to be stamina. You're going to be doing stamina recovery. Stamina recovery. Combat pool bonus. Yeah, we'll do something like this. So we want to do the outer ring. Outer ring stamina recovery is going to be, you're going to restore a vast majority of, we'll do out of ring, which is going to be all. You're going to get none. You're going to get no combat pool. The outer ring, you're going to cover 3 stamina every. You're going to cover 3 stamina every round at the start of every round. Combat pool bonus, you're going to get +0, none. You're in no bonus to your combat pool. The inner ring, you're only going to recover 2 stamina. And the idea is you're going to get +1. You're going to get +1d to all combat pools. And however, you can do center of the. If you're at center of the ring, you're going to recover no stamina, but you're going to get +2d to all combat pools. If a hero or enemy is thrown out of the ring, they lose their actions temporarily. They lose their actions for the rest of the round. As they hurry back in at the end. Now, finally, a hero or enemy in the center. How do I want to word this? Finally, no. At the center. In the middle of the lies the center. Unlike other sections, the center of the ring lies the king of the ring. Which means only two individuals may enter the center at any time. Being the only one in the center of the ring, Let's see, being the only one in the center of the ring. Grants an additional +1d to the combat. Let's see. Being the only one in the center of the ring grants an additional +1 to the d to the combat pool, but when being actually, how do I want to word this? Lies the king of the ring, which means 2 individuals may enter the center at any time. Actually, if the king of the ring is alone, let's see. If the king of the ring is alone, then they +1 in additional +1d to all of their combat pools. Then they receive an additional +1d to all their combat pools. It's allowed. Two allies are in the center. Then they are back to back. And can willingly and can assist one another. Can only assist one another. Finally, when an enemy and ally, actually when 2 opposing forces enter the center, when 2 opposing forces enter the center, they will duke it out for the title of King of the Ring. Whoever is defeated or thrown out will lose their bonuses. While the new king of the ring there it recovers all of their stamina. So it's kind of the idea is that you always are fighting for the center. You want to become the king of the ring. If you're the king of the ring, you enjoy a lot of bonuses. You are at a clear advantage over your enemies. 2, can we fit? God, it's too fucking. Actually, we're gonna put an image right there. So we're gonna put an image right here. So that should be fine. Then we explain it here. We slap another image right there. Cool. So the basic concept is pretty simple. You and your pals, your pally-wallies, are all going to be moving around, doing things, kind of trying to defeat various enemies on the field. But one of the most advantageous locations is to become the king of the ring. If you manage to get inside the dead center of the ring, you are going to get a lot of bonuses. Pretty much everybody around you in the center ring is now can be targeted by you. You have the highest amount of people you can target. You are in a clear advantageous position. You know, anyone trying to come and get you, they're going to have to fight you. You get a lot of combat pool bonuses. You are generally a scarier person. The downside is that you cannot recover any of your stamina. And someone's going to be able to come in and try to throw you out. So they become king of the ring and they recover all their stamina. So it's kind of a game of, when do I pull out? How long do I stay in the middle? And do I need support? So when there's 2 of you in the ring, when there's 2 allies in the ring, you're back to back. You're pretty much like, I can support you, you can support me. Neither of us are recovering it, but we also don't get the king of the ring bonus. We don't get any of the larger bonuses, but there's 2 of us in here. We're back to back. We're ready to go. Glistening sweat. Don't worry. It's no homo. However, if you and an enemy go in there, it's pretty much, you're going to be going back and forth. You need to focus on this person. You need to grapple them out. You need to defeat them. And if you manage to do that, if you manage to win, you recover all your stamina. Or whoever leaves. So it kind of becomes a game of saying, hey, how much can I risk to push forward? And how much am I willing to risk to say, I can't do this anymore? Absolutely not. We're pulling out. Well, on the other hand, if you get thrown out of the kind of the outer ring, you're able to say, okay, I'm going to pop in at a different location, but you've lost all your actions for the round. Okay. That's kind of the idea. This is where the main meat of the game comes from, is managing the locations of like where you are, like where the enemy is. Because it's a risk and reward. You push deeper in, you're going to be rewarded, but you're also going to be more at risk, unless somebody else tries to challenge you, and then you can defeat them and obviously do well. But the more that you've pushed in, the harder it's going to be to defend yourself, kind of. So, let's do... Yeah, we throw an image right there. We talk about the ring. So, you know what? We can make let's make the ring right now. We're going to make this 5. We're going to make this, we'll make this 9 by 9 just to make it nice and easy. We're going to make a circle 5. We will become lords of the locker room, everybody. Have no fear. Not my, not exactly my proudest work. And then we select you, go down there. A little bit off kilter, but it'll work for now, okay? It'll work. It's effectively just a bullseye. Like it's not beautiful, but it'll work. I'll probably clean it up later. There you go. But yeah, this is the idea of it. Like, this is the ring. You want to get to become the king of the ring. So, whoever is defeated, thrown out, loses on their bonus, become. We'll do rounds, turns. And the beat of throwdown. Actually, rounds, turns, and beat. As touched on earlier, the flow of the fight is determined by rounds, turns, by rounds and turns. A turn is the basic set of actions a hero will undertake. Actually, a combatant will undertake. While the round is the summation of all of the fighters' turns. All the fighters' turns. At the end of a round, after the last character's turn has ended, they effects will process, and see, after the last character's turn has ended, effects will process. And victory will be effects will be processed, and determining who the king of the ring is. And who the king of the ring is. The king of the ring is. So that does kind of mean, like, if you rush it early on, you can get kicked out of it. So again, it's a back and forth. You don't quite know what you want to do in that regard. Any character thrown out of the ring. Any character thrown out of the ring will return. Out of the ring has the option of returning. let's see, any character has the option of returning to any outer ring location, any outer ring section of their choice. Outer ring section of their choice. A hero is there. Turns are determined by God. Let's I want to do this. How do we want to do this? Do we want to do it? Do we want to do a different initiative system, or yeah, pretty much. Do we want to do like an initiative system, or do we want to actually do something a little bit different? We can do popcorn initiative. Would not actually be the worst idea in the world here. Popcorn initiative would not be bad. You know what? Let's do popcorn. I'm feeling it for popcorn. I haven't done popcorn initiative very often, and I think it is appropriate here. How? Or do we want to keep it simpler? Do we want to keep things as simple as possible, or do we want to keep things? You know what? Let's keep things simpler. Fuck it. How's the order of turns How's the order of turns determined? Actually, whichever side initiated the battle will go first. Actually, no, electing one of their side to take their actions. To build their pool and take their action. Build their pool and take their actions, because again, it's kind of it's a bonus and a drawback at the same time. Actually, electing on one, then the other side will do this, and the other side will do the same. These go back and forth until all members of both sides. No, that doesn't work because of goons. No, that does work because of goons. It'll just be the idea that you're just going to be throwing reinforcements, and I just got to remember that down. What are the benefits of 2 initiatives? What do you mean 2 initiatives? Did I throw in an initiative system somewhere? Well, this is the idea. You know, what are the benefits of 2 initiatives? You really don't see that unless I'm doing something. Because I want the idea of being thrown out of the ring to be kind of punishing. You know what? No. They lose their. Actually, no. Here's what we'll do. You write this section. Because I think I'm on this. If the hero or enemy is thrown out of the ring, they cannot be chosen. Let's see, they cannot be chosen as a active combatant, They cannot be chosen to take an action. To take their action, to take their turn. They cannot be chosen to take their turn, and at the end of the round, hurry at the end of the round, hurry back into the ring. I mean, I guess we could actually tie to initiative as like depending on location where you're at, but generally speaking, you really shouldn't have more than one initiative system or anything similar to an initiative system. Whoever initiated the battle. Unless I have to do the same. These go back and forth until all members of both sides have acted and taken their turn. The next round begins. Taking their turn. This leads to the end of the round, and the next one begins. And the next one begins. So you're constantly going back and forth. So it's a back and forth. Okay, so a flow fight is determined by rounds of turns. Last character's turn lasts until determining what the king of the ring is. Throw another ring. Okay. Wow. I think that works. I don't know though. Actually, no, that's all heroes will recover stamina. Let's see, all heroes will recover stamina equal to their location stamina recovery. So if they're in the outer ring, they're going to get recover 3. If they're out of the ring, they're going to recover everything. Inner ring, they're going to recover 2. The center, they're going to recover nothing. Very simple. Okay, there we go. Think smart. All right. Think smart, not hard. Yeah. Be like me and not think at all. Good news, everybody. It seems that the Curious Case of franchise games licensed to game has actually pulled ahead slightly. We're very close. We're down to the wire, everybody. There we go. The Matrix is cyberpunk, everybody. This is a very important piece of information. Let's see. We want to do that. We get the ring. We've got to learn here. We've got this. So the rounds turn that we need to do. Guess we need to do actions now. Here's what we'll do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to plan this out a little. We're going to plan things out. Because I kind of got a late start tonight, so I'm probably not going to get much more done than this. I know we didn't get a lot done, relatively speaking, but things kind of got just delayed. So here's what we're going to do. So what do we need to do in this system? We need to determine action, and that's going to be tied to our action pool, to our pretty much our combat pools. Because pretty much what it's going to be is going to be attribute determines X, attributes determines X, action determines Y. So it's kind of like one of those things of like, hey, you want to do you want to punch somebody. Okay, I'm going to punch somebody this, or I'm going to be adding this and this and this. It's kind of the idea. Then we're going to then move on to recovery and actually no, goons, fiends, and goon squad, goons, fiends, and villains. Then we're going to immediately move on to I got your back, which is going to be recovery. I got your back, which is going to be about recovery, which is going to be covering different kinds of enemies slash reinforcements, because there's always more than one because you're never just going to be fighting one kind of person. No, you're going to be fighting multiple. So if we do these three things, that would be okay. Actually, I know I got to bare knuckle and objects and environments, which we're going to add in objects to this fight because the system, because I think objects are going to work pretty well for it. I got your back, which is all about recovery, different kinds of enemies, how actions are going to be playing out. Okay. What else do I need? 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 That's pretty much it. Once combat's done, we then move to the conclusion phase, which is just going to be, you know, once scenario goals have been reached, the heroes have failed. Or when the heroes have failed in their mission, they will reach conclusion phase, which is just the conclusion phase. It's not too complicated to actually do. But yeah, this is what needs to be done. Like, this is really it. Like, once this is done... I feel like I'm missing something. Feel like I'm missing something. I guess we could do some more about the idea of like I guess we do like pay it forward, something like that. I don't know. I guess we'd put that up here, with more along the idea of being like you're able to pay things forward a lot more actively to do bigger and bigger and grander things. So you always want to kind of keep paying it forward. So you're always going to be using actions, but we have to use a combat pool to roll a shit ton of dice and do everything. Okay. I don't know. I feel like there's an answer here. Here's what I'm gonna do. We didn't get too much done today, unfortunately. Not a super lot. This entire game has been kind of cursed, to be honest. But I'm gonna call it here. Doing this for 2 fucking hours, and it feels like I got nothing done. Damn. But yeah, no, that's what we'll call it here. I will hammer out what I want to do here. This is the thing. I'm gonna hammer out what I want, and then once that's kind of in a position that I'm feeling good with, I will move forward with it. Yeah, and then on Monday, if I'm feeling confident, Monday will be a Notepad Must Die. And with a Notepad Must Die, what we're going to be able to do, we're just going to hammer out the rest of combat. We're going to hammer out probably the conclusion phase, and that'll be possibly it. Like, this one might be just a really tight little game. Just nothing super in depth about this one, to be honest, which that's kind of been a reoccurring theme with this particular game a little bit, unfortunately. And I can kind of go over like why that's the case. But yeah, depending on where we are over the weekend, I can probably piece something together with it. So thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Hope you all had a wonderful time. Godspeed, good luck. Make sure to at me or whatever, wherever you find me. I mean, it's basically done. It's not. Like, the issue is, like, the actions. I know how I want to do the actions. I can see how the actions work in my head. But this isn't quite the way I want them to work properly. And then things feel a little bit odd. Like, I can expand certain aspects. Which is, again, this is like one of those issues, like, it feels like I'm missing something here, and I don't know what it is. I'm like, is it fine to just be this really tiny game? I think you want it to feel tight. Yeah. Okay, we're not... Okay, we're ending this now, alright? Gosh. Gachimuchi. Yeah.